we're back. This time we're going to do our little binge fest. We are the K3. I'm Jen.
I'm Karen.
I'm Marisa.
And we're going to talk what we're binging this week. And I think Karen's going to get started because hers, actually, we just discovered, has a lot more to go. But she's up to speed right now.
I am all caught up. I am loving WOK of Love. Ooh. And yes, we just I thought it was it's ever since the switch to the half-hour episode numbering, I get so thrown off. But
so
I am as caught up as there are episodes available. So I think I'm through episode 22, which in old episode terms is 11. I thought it was a 16-episode show, but in reviewing, we learned it's actually a 20, aka 40, or 40, aka 20 episode show. So I'm very curious because I am loving the show, which is why I've watched every episode available and actually made time to do so. Primarily because of the triangle, the romantic triangle.
Is it still a triangle? Or is it starting to lean?
It is starting
like a, I don't know what that's called.
It is starting to lean. It is just starting to tip over to the OTP getting together. But Jung-ro Wan is always lovely. Junho is fantastic as her OTP. And then, Marisa, you were right all along. It just took me this long to realize Jung-hyuk is... Oh my gosh, I have not had second lead syndrome this bad.
Oh no!
Ever. You see, it doesn't make sense to me that he's the second lead because he is a huge star. Right? So I don't know maybe that's why there's 40 episodes.
Maybe that's
something's going to happen.
And now that I've learned that there is more room for story, it makes me very curious because we talked about it last time where we were like, well, this triangle could go in either, she could choose either, go in either direction. I mean, he had a line where he's saying something to her like, I'll give you everything. And I'm just like, okay, yes. If I were her, yes. So that's definitely engaging. And it's just a fun show. The supporting cast is really amazing too, which just kind of rounds out, adds to the humor and the fun. Lots of fight scenes.
Yes.
Which are,
Jung-hyuk is totally known for his physical abilities.
Doesn't he usually play a thug or like a cop or something like that?
Yeah, but very physical, really great. I think he and Lee Seung-gi, someone on Instagram, It's Me DF, had pointed out to me on Instagram, I think that Lee Seung-gi is one of the few actors that does so well in physical fight scenes and doesn't need a stuntman, and Jung-hyuk is totally up there as well.
Yeah,
really?
I mean, really amazing choreography and fun to watch in every other episode because he's a reformed thug.
Of course.
So, of course. But still getting into fights because his past keeps trying to catch up with him.
He can't get away from it. Just when I thought I was out, they sucked me back in. Yeah.
So, but it remains charming, and boy, talk about food porn.
Yeah, right.
I can't eat shellfish, but I have never watched shrimp more than anyone who's watched is caught up on the show as well. You know what I'm talking about.
That's amazing.
But I was just like, oh my gosh, that shrimp looks amazing.
Yes.
I would get sick if I ate it, but still
so good.
That's how good this show is.
Oh my gosh.
I think so. I'm really, really hoping it continues to keep me engaged.
Please keep us updated because it's definitely on my list to binge. I thought I was going to be able to start binging it in 3 weeks. Now it sounds like I have to wait months.
You wait
40.
You can time it where if you binge at a certain pace, then the last episode.
I think that would be okay.
When do you start? If it's going to be 20 episodes, do I wait till
Right, it's math.
Kdrama math.
Not my strong suit.
Kdrama math is
so you just keep me posted.
I will happily keep you both posted.
At one point, just send us a text and be like, go. I'll be like, all right.
I will.
I'll hit play.
I'll do the math on the side. Not
Perfect.
right now. So that's what I'm binging. What about you, ladies?
Wow.
Oh, that sounds like we have agreement on something.
We do.
We do. It's pretty NOONA.
Because we started binging.
And we liked the binge.
Yeah. And continuing not continuing the binge, eh?
I will be perfectly honest. I already know how the show ends because I followed along with the live recaps.
Yeah.
So
and who was that?
It was Drama Milk's live recaps. So always a thumbs up to Drama Milk and those guys because saved me a lot of grief on a lot of shows. But this one I had followed along and I had tracked it, for the whole show. And then I would, as I mentioned before, I watched all the clips and all that stuff. And so I knew how it ended. And so watching the show, while it's delightful and sweet, I was like, I know how this ends. I don't know if I don't know if I have 16 episodes of this in me.
And it's only
how it
16.
ends. I think it's only 16.
Only 16.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's not
right.
20. I know that for a fact.
Okay.
And so I was like,
Just checking.
I literally was just like, all right, I'm just gonna watch the ending and then I'm gonna back it up if I want to. And so I watched the ending. And the final episode, I will be perfect. Even knowing how it ends was so beautifully done.
Oh, okay, good.
It was slow and it was beautiful and the music was perfect until they played.
Oh no!
Okay,
Oh, it's a music thing. It's a music spoiler only.
It's only a music
Okay,
spoiler.
all right.
They, at one point, all these
50,000 times
yeah,
in the first episode
all these
already.
beautiful all these beautiful new
I'm
songs.
guessing,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, you know it. You know which one that made us all crazy.
Wait, okay.
Oh yeah, it's the one that's the most crazy inducing.
Oh,
these
jeez.
beautiful new songs, and they're just perfect, and they're just longing, and they're just they're so juicy, and a lot of like instrumental stuff, and it was just so gorgeous. And then out of nowhere, Stand By Your Man kicks in. I'm like, oh my god!
An interesting
And I just
choice.
was really angry at it from that point on.
And the thing with that song is
It's such a horrible.
Does it
horrible
fit
song.
with the theme of the show?
No,
because it's who's standing by her. That's what the show is about.
Exactly.
She's got almost no one in her corner
At all.
And then that song keeps coming back
And
up.
it's just the worst.
No, I mean now
It's just-
I'm even more curious.
It causes. I don't get migraines, but it really does cause me to just like hold my head.
your eye.
Because I'm just like, oh god, just the song makes me just enraged.
Yeah.
And they played it. They beat every episode over the head with it.
There's two versions of it also.
Yes.
One's a cover and one's
The original.
Patsy Cline.
Yeah.
wow.
Was it
Is it Patsy
Patsy?
Cline?
I think it was
Tammy
Patsy.
Wynette.
Tammy Wynette.
Tammy Wynette.
So yeah. So
So this was my experience. So I'm not sure I'm gonna watch the whole
You don't know
thing.
you'll go
what do
back
you
and
think?
fill in the
I
rest
don't
because
know,
you
but I already
know what
kinda
happens and you did the.
happens.
Like, so how far along are you?
I'm at 8 or no, wait, I'm at 10. I'm at episode 10.
So you're over half.
Well, if you're there, I
But-
say just
no, I
you fill
will.
it
But
up.
I was enjoying the idea of binging, and part of it is that there was a delay. We didn't get it here until it had completely aired in Korea.
Yeah.
So I had seen so many spoilers on Instagram, despite trying to like
Right, it's
blitz
so-
through
it's so
them.
hard.
I mean, I don't have every detail.
Yeah.
I think I
Yeah.
can guess where this is going, but it's just between the harsh mother.
Oh.
You know, who is just so unforgiving of her, and the toxic workplace, which I was enjoying at first, and now I'm just like, oh my god, the sexual harassment. It's like I work a full-time job. You know,
Right.
I'm a woman of a certain age. I've dealt with a certain amount of sexual harassment in my career and when I lived in New York City.
Right.
You know, it's like I just
And in the entertainment industry.
and in the entertainment industry, and I just I don't know. It's just like painful to watch.
It is.
And I feel for her, and I feel for all the women in the office. And I'm like, I don't think I'm in the mood to watch this right now because What's Wrong with Secretary Kim is on,
Right.
and I can watch those 2 episodes again. So
Can I ask this?
Sure.
So, because we're talking about what's binge worthy, things that have all episodes
Yeah.
available. I know I talked WOK of Love and all episodes aren't available, but I'm binging it, so forgive me. So is it the tone of the show that makes it not really a binge show where you can't wait to watch the next episode and hit play? Or is it something else?
My personal opinion, from the episodes that I've watched and the things that I've read and what I got really, even just reading the recaps, I got really, really frustrated with the lack of communication between our 2 leads. The sheer lack of communication over 16 episodes is mind-boggling.
Oh, wow.
It is mind-boggling because they are so sweet and so adorable and just so cute together. But it is rage-inducing how many times, if they just would have sat down and had an actual conversation, that it could have been resolved. And kind of in the same thing where it was with you with the sexual harassment stuff. With him, it was always, as women, we do this and we know we probably shouldn't, but we're like, why do you like me? And but his answer is always because you're pretty. And I'm like, that is her sole characteristic? That is it? She's pretty? Like, dude, come on.
yeah.
And
And he doesn't add a like
No.
from the inside out.
It's because you're NOONA. It's because you're
Yeah.
pretty. It's like, and these are this is it. This is his entire list for 16 episodes.
Yeah. It's also, it's hitting the same notes over and over and
Yes.
over again. I mean, these are two people in their 30s, and apparently they're not allowed to make any of their own decisions. And
None.
that's driving me crazy. And it's just, it's reinforcing that over and over and over again. She's got a domineering mother, you know, and an ineffective father, and not, you know.
And I think if it wasn't those two actors in the lead,
Yes.
this show would have been unwatchable.
Yes,
in
because-
all honesty,
yes.
it would have been unwatchable
Wow.
without
I
those
think
two.
so. I think you're right.
I think
Because
so.
she
It's
is
astounding.
like A+ superstar.
Astoundingly
so
good.
talented. So good.
Astoundingly good, and he matches her for most.
does.
I think he got handed some really rough scripts.
Yeah.
The writing is not good.
Yeah, there's not a depth. It's lacking a depth.
Wow.
you
And
know.
now you guys watched Secret Love Affair?
Yes, same.
No,
same.
I realized I didn't actually watch all the episodes.
Okay.
Okay.
don't know
Yeah, I
why.
watched it all the way through.
Interesting.
Yeah, but that would not be a show, and this is the same PD, the same
Yeah.
program
Yeah.
director. So in Korean television, for those of you who are newer, they will have the same director throughout a series, unlike American television where they often have different directors for each episode. So it's the same PD as from Secret Love Affair, and that was beautifully, just a slow pace and slowly unfolded.
Well, that's
just
kind of how the
really-
last episode was happening, and I was
Yeah.
just—I mean, there were moments
But it
throughout
wasn't,
the
it wasn't a
show
show
that
I
I was like, yeah.
It wasn't a show where I was like, okay, I can't wait to hit play on it. It was like after one episode, I'd be like, okay, I'm gonna let that sink in a little bit.
And I
I
think-
always wanted to go back to see, you know, the next chapter in the story.
But I think it's closer to that because their whole thing throughout the entire all the promotion for it was like it's just like a regular couple falling in love, and I'm like, well, this is tragic, but okay. But it is. I mean, there's really not a lot that happens in the show, and so I just think that's why they kept running into the same issues over and over and over again. And not that I needed a truck of doom or a cancer scare or any of the other ones that we always get.
Right.
I feel like we could have ramped up a few of the moments a little earlier to get to the points, the payoff a little faster.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, I'd be
Interesting.
curious to see what you have to say after you watch the final episode.
I do want to finish it. I don't know when. No.
But I feel bad because it was so popular, and I think
And
if
we
I
were
had
so
watched,
looking
yeah.
forward
And
to
I
it.
think if
I
I had
still
watched
am.
it
I still am.
live,
Yeah.
I think if I
Then
had
had a
watched it
different
live, I would have
experience.
had a completely different experience. But
That's
because
the
we had
thing.
such a delay, and I already knew so much.
That's the thing. I don't need to watch the next 3 episodes in one night because I'm not so emotionally invested in it anymore.
Right.
And I don't need to know what's going to happen next because I think we're going to run in the same circles again. So,
So yeah.
yeah.
So I'm curious, if you guys watched Pretty NOONA and
Yeah.
binged it, let us know what you thought because I did see some of these comments online for the people who got to watch it live, and I was curious how I would react to it because I was like, oh, interesting, okay. And now that I've done it, I'm curious about that. So now tell us what you thought. So, and if you're watching
And
Walk
I-
of Love,
and I
let us know
know-
when we should start binging that.
I know we already got some love on Walk of Love when we mentioned that.
Yeah, thank you for
So
that.
I agree
Yeah.
with you.
Karen's got fans. All right, nice. All right, guys. Well, that's our little binge fest for this week. Thank you so much for watching, and like I said, like we all say all the time, keep us posted on what you're doing, and that's us. I'm the This cat. Let's try that again. This is K3. I'm Jen.
I'm Karen.
I'm Marisa. Be sure to find us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook.
And please subscribe to us on YouTube. Help us keep the K-drama coffee clutch going. Thanks for watching.
Bye.